Hey guys, I'm Combat Craig, and today we're talking about filing claims for secondary conditions, secondary VA claims. The veteran has a 40% VA disability rating, and he wants to file the following secondary claims: sleep apnea, high blood pressure, diabetes, and high cholesterol. We don't want to waste time on conditions that aren't rateable or aren't going to increase your rating. VA math, right? The combined ratings table, 10 plus 10 does not equal 20. It actually equals 19. The higher up you go, the harder it gets. So you need to calculate this into your strategy before you even, get started. And when it comes to strategies, check out my bootcamp, combatcraig.com. We can talk strategies all day long in my bootcamp. Use Google. Just Google up sleep apnea secondary to back condition. Looks like there's some hits, some lawyer sites, some questions. If you go down to the bottom here, this is a VA decision, and I'm going to show you how to get to those. These aren't very pretty to look at on screen, but go read them. This is what other veterans have done, so it may work for you. Entitlement to service connection for sleep apnea and to include as secondary to the service-connected lower back disability. So this is a possibility. So this looks doable. High blood pressure secondary to back condition. Okay, we got another one of these VA things. Can back problems cause high blood pressure? I see the word hypertension in here. So I'm already thinking, I'm seeing hypertension all over the place. I'm already thinking hypertension is rateable. High blood pressure isn't, but high blood pressure is hypertension. So you want to make sure that you get a diagnosis for hypertension, because the VA will screw it up and be like, oh yeah, we don't do high blood pressure. You're relying on a VA rater to make this call. If you file a claim for high blood pressure and it should be hypertension, the VA rater's not a doctor or a lawyer. He might miss it. He's not supposed to, but he's not a doctor. Like I'm not a doctor, or either are you. So get the symptoms and the diagnosis properly in there. Make sure it's something the VA rates and will pay you on. Back to the BVA, entitlement to service connection for hypertension to include as secondary to service-connected back disability. This one is doable as well. So sleep apnea secondary to lower back condition, that's doable. We just saw it. We saw a veteran win this claim. Hypertension secondary to a back condition. We just saw another veteran that won their claim. And there's plenty that lose their claims too. And I'm going to show you how to get into the Board of Veterans Appeals and look up past decisions to see if it's something that, you can win. You want to look at what other people did and then apply it to your case. You're not going to know until you actually file the claim, you get a decision letter. But if, 100 people filed a claim for the exact same thing you're filing a claim for, and they all got denied because it's high blood pressure, not hypertension or something, then you probably don't want to go down that road. The chance of success is low. But on the flip side, if 100, veterans went down hypertension secondary to back condition, 75 of them were eventually, approved, and 25 were denied, that one might be worth going after. Diabetes secondary to back condition. So we're looking through here. Types of back problems linked to diabetes. So far this is looking pretty good. Entitlement to service connection for diabetes. This one, entitlement to disability rating in excess of 60% for degenerative disc disease of the lumbosacral spine. So this is a combo search engine result that came up. This may or may not be relevant. So diabetes secondary to back condition. High cholesterol secondary to back condition. That's the next one on the list here. High cholesterol VA disability works as a secondary condition. It's common and a side effect. Okay, I'm not seeing a bunch of lawyers and positive search results here. So now I'm going to go VA rating for high cholesterol. See what I did there? I was trying to do a secondary, high cholesterol secondary to the back, but now I'm just going VA rating for high cholesterol. Is there a VA rating? And then I'm looking through here and it's like, the VA does have a disability rating. Okay. High cholesterol is a laboratory finding. It's not a chronic disability. Cholesterol in itself has no rating. So high cholesterol isn't looking like a very good one to me. If the VA does not rate cholesterol and doesn't consider it a chronic condition, then don't file a claim for it. So after doing a little bit of research here, sleep apnea is secondary to lower back condition. That looks good. High blood pressure, that needs to be hypertension. That looks good as a secondary to the back. Diabetes, secondary to the back. That's been one. High cholesterol, I wouldn't file that claim if they don't rate it and consider it a chronic condition. You're wasting your time. If we look down to the comments again, it looks like the doctor's on board with sleep apnea, high blood pressure, diabetes, and cholesterol. Now you need to get that doctor to diagnose you properly, right? You don't want high blood pressure. You want hypertension. You don't even need to worry about, hey, doc, don't worry about it. I don't need you to make any kind of link for cholesterol. They don't pay. But I would like you to write a diagnosis, the severity of my symptoms, and a nexus for my sleep apnea secondary to my back, my hypertension secondary to my back, and my diabetes secondary to my back. If you have a doctor on board that'll do that for you, perfect. If not, there's a link in the description. I have a whole bunch of resources, lawyers, doctors, my boot camp. Check out the description. I was looking at these decisions in the Board of Veterans Appeals, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get there and how to look things up. And just because another veteran did it doesn't mean you're going to win. But when you're doing this initial thing, will these secondaries work? Have people won them? It's good to do this kind of research up front before you go to your doctor and start spending money on, diagnosis that you don't need because they don't pay. Do your research, see if people have won these. Google up Board of Veterans Appeals. You'll get this page. Then once you get to Board of Veterans Appeals, I'll leave a link in the description. You want to go down over here to search decisions. Once you do that, you get this page and you get to search up whatever you want. Diabetes secondary to lower back. Let me jump in here real quick and tell you about my boot camp. If you want to learn more about the VA claims process, check out my boot camp. You can talk to me live. There's a link on the website and in the description, combatcraig.com. And also, if you need medical evidence like a nexus or documenting your symptoms properly, go to our website, combatcraig.com, and it says medteam/nexus letters. Click on that link, fill out the form, boom, you're done.